Well, when someone seeks asylum, they're usually fleeing persecution, violence, or conflict in their country.
But part of President Donald Trump's executive orders on immigration make it harder for asylum seekers to cross that southern border.
Tonight, News 5's Nadina Busada speaks with an undocumented immigrant who's seeking asylum, who is scared of being deported, and someone in favor of the stricter border regulations.
It's just a lot of uncertainty and fear for us.
Worry and anxiety are consuming undocumented immigrants like John, who didn't want to give his real name or show his face as he speaks through a translator.
I crossed the border through the river. There was no other option for us to come to this country.
He tells us he came to the U.S. illegally in April 2024 from Hidalgo, Mexico, where he says organized crime groups made life unlivable.
They can take your belongings, that's the best case scenario, but other times they can kill you.
Now John's seeking asylum, but he also fears being sent back.
I fear going back because of the insecurity, the organized crime, the violence.
You have past fear into future fear.
Immigration attorney Margaret Wong tells News 5 in the past, people could seek asylum once already in the U.S. or at the southern border.
Once you say, I want to apply for asylum, the law has always been that they allow you to come in and file the paperwork, or at the border they give you a fear interview.
But that changed in January after President Donald Trump required asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their papers are processed, raising concerns about safety and affordability.
Mexico can afford all these people from Venezuela, from any other countries to come stay in Mexico and wait for the asylum process, because sometimes the asylum process takes years.
International law requires asylum seekers to ask for asylum at the first border they cross.
Shannon Burns, the president of Strongsville's GOP, supports President Trump's immigration efforts. He says they aren't an attack on asylum seekers, but instead they're focused on individuals they believe were not vetted properly before entering the nation.
They were just allowing people to come in and keeping the border open. And using the term asylum as their excuse. Clearly, that wasn't the case.
Burns reiterates that the president is targeting criminals, which John also understands.
Talking with my friends and family, I often give them the example that you wouldn't open the door of your house to anyone. You would want to know who's coming in.
But John doesn't believe every immigrant should be punished for the actions of a few.
There should be a better way to get these people who have committed serious crimes in this country, because in the search for one person who's committed a crime, they're taking away 10 people who have come here to work and who haven't done anything wrong.
Reporting in Cleveland, Nadina Busada, News 5.